What is going on, everybody? Is your boy Yaman's Toxic Gamer 331 back at it with another video. And today, if you couldn't read the title, I'm going to be reviewing Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, spoiler free, of course. And if you're wondering when my spoiler review should be coming out, it should be coming out tomorrow. And but before we get into the actual video and the video itself, guys, if you missed the previous episodes of me reviewing the Indiana Jones franchise, they're on a playlist on my YouTube channel, so be sure to check that out. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free, and number two, we're on the road to 300 subscribers. Just 79 away now. Really help out your boy if you did subscribe. That also goes for people that have been watching my channel for a while and haven't subscribed yet. Don't forget to like the video if you like my toxic movie reviews. Don't forget to ring the bell for notifications to miss occasional upload. Also do share the video because it also help me out. And do feel free to comment as well. So before we go into the review, let's give a quick plot synopsis, shall we? So, transition and Shazam. Indiana Jones races against time to retrieve a legendary dial that can change the course of history. Accompanied by his goddaughter, he soon finds himself squaring off against Dragan Waller, a former Nazi who works in NASA. By the way, if I mispronounce the villain's name, I'm sorry. It's just, it was such a weird name to pronounce. So, yeah, don't blame me. But going into this one, I was hoping that would be better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And I rewatched Kingdom of the Crystal Skull yesterday as well. And I didn't dislike it as much but I did before, and I've had some fun with it. But out of the Indiana Jones movies, it had the most flaws that I've seen out of the franchise here. Most of the bad. And going into this one, like I said before, if I didn't say it, I was hoping that this one would be better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. And I would say it is, but I don't know if that's a strong, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I would say it's a strong better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, because it's not a bad movie by any means, but it's just, there's a lot of mixed emotions I had about this movie that and I don't have a bunch of negatives. It's mostly mixed aspects, and it just, well, anyways, let's just go into the actual review itself. And, by the way, if you guys didn't know, Indiana Jones is my favorite movie character of all time, if you couldn't tell by the hat. Hello! So, yeah, so I might be a little bit picky about this one. I don't know. But as far as the good goes, Indy is still, what? I seriously wrote that. Harrison Ford, not Indy, is still great as Indiana Jones. Even though he's 80 at this point, he still can act, and you can tell it's a very emotional performance from him, how he cares about this character, and he puts his hard work into this character. And supposedly this isn't his last acting performance, which is cool, and we'll see him in the Captain America New World Order as Brave New World now, but as Red Hulk, so that's gonna be interesting. And every acting performance is good still. Like I mentioned with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, even though that movie's my least favorite, the acting performances were still good to decent. And most of these in here are good to decent. I forgot what her name was. What's her name? Phoebe Walker-Bridge acts fine as the goddaughter, Indy's goddaughter. Who else? Maz Mikkelsen acts good as the villain, and also some of the people from the old movie that pop up still act good in their characters. So yeah. Also another positive is the ending, but okay, the ending is a good send off for Indiana Jones, but I don't think it was as great as a send off as The Last Crusade. But I do think it's a serviceable enough send off that it makes the ends on a good note, I think. And I thought they did it uniquely. I'll go more into spoilers tomorrow. Don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil it here. What else? The callbacks. There's a bunch of callbacks in here, like how he doesn't like snakes. I thought that was pretty funny. A bunch of the callbacks. What other stuff? They bring in a lot of a lot of different stuff from the movies in the past, which I thought was cool. And yeah, I thought it was very nice that they mentioned that. Also, the opening act is really great stuff. I heard going into it, like, the opening act was the best part, like, one of the best parts of the whole movie, and I totally agree. That was a really great act with a mixed aspect in there that they used in that. But anyways, I thought the act was really cool. If you saw it in the trailers, it's Indy fighting one of the bad guys on on top of the train, and it's like really cool and stuff. And yeah. Also, the iconic John Williams score is still staying, which, thank goodness he did all the music for this, because it wouldn't be an Indiana Jones movie without Harrison Ford or the Indiana Jones classic score John Williams did, which John Williams can still make good scores, even though he's like 92. I think, I don't know, somebody correct me down below, but the music is still a big part of the movie, which they do good on. I wish there was a little bit more of that, though, but it's still very good for the stuff that they put in there. The Dial of Destiny is a top 3 artifact of the Indiana Jones franchise. So, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, like, you know, how the first one has the Lost Ark, second one has the stones or whatever, the third one has the Holy Grail, and then Kingdom of Crystal Skull has the Crystal Skull, obviously. And I think that this one is a top 3 artifact that he has to go after, because all of his life, he said in this movie, he was searching for this. So I thought that was a pretty good artifact. I didn't think it was going to live up to the hype, but it did. I thought it was handled very, very well. So, yeah. Also, what other stuff? The way it deals with people who aren't in the movie, they mention them in a very respectful manner, I feel. I'll go more in depth than spoilers, but they do a good job mentioning, like, characters that weren't in this movie, but they mention how they care about them and miss them. So, yeah. Which is a good positive. And they kind of did that with Kingdom of the Crystal Skull with Indy's dad and Marcus. I thought they did a good job with that too. So this one was another good tribute. So with that being said, that's where the good ends. We have, I'd probably say maybe the same amount of mixed, maybe like just one short, but yeah, and then we have some bad. So for the mixed, some of the de-aging shots looked good, but the majority of the de-aging effects doesn't work. So as I was mentioning in the opening act, how that was a great act with one mixed aspect, it was the de-aging, which I don't think people have gotten that just right yet, but there was some shots that it looked amazing. But there were most of the shots that looked like a CGI generated Harrison Ford, which didn't necessarily like. It was freaky. So yeah. And but yeah, like I said, there's some certain shots that are good, I think. What else? The third act, action was fine, but the way the third act ended, I have had mixed emotions about it. Can't talk about it here, but I'll talk about it in my spoiler review, but it was just like, it was a mixed bag. I was kind of happy it ended that way, and then that was kind of, yeah. I'll explain more tomorrow. Yeah. Also, I kind of miss Spielberg, but Mangold did a good job of directing the movie. James Mangold, I've only seen 3 movies of his, and that is, Ford v Ferrari, Logan, and then now this one. Those are the only 3 I've seen of his. And I think he's a very great upcoming director, and I thought he masterfully directed this one, but I still kind of miss Spielberg and Lucas, though, so, yeah. Another mixed aspect is some characters are good and some are meh. So, like, some new characters. Like, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, the goddaughter, I'll talk about more in, I'll talk about that in negatives. I thought her father, Toby, played by Toby Kebbell, I think that's what his name is, the guy that plays Arnim Zola from the Captain America movies. I thought he did a decent enough job as a side character for the moments he was on screen. I thought he did good. What other stuff? Also, like, Antonio Banderas' character in here, for the limited time he's on screen, I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, that... oh, wait, I was about to say that's it. No, there's still some more. Another mixed is the humor. I think it was more balanced out than, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was, where that one got too comedic, but I don't think it wasn't as balanced out as Last Crusade was, because Last Crusade, whatchamacallit, made the movie divide perfectly into the humor bits, if that made sense. So, yeah, I some of it, the humor landed for me, and some of it didn't. Also, the middle act was okay, I guess. It was just like a generic action chase scene. It wasn't nothing special, but it was okay. It was okay. There was some entertainment value there. But with that being said, that is the end of the mixed, and now we move on to the bad, which luckily this one has the least amount of bad. Not in the whole entire Indiana Jones franchise, but it has this category has the least amount, or whatever. Even though Phoebe Waller-Bridge, as I mentioned before, acts good as Indy's goddaughter, the character is a little harsh to Indy sometimes, because she kind of does what Mud did in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, which I'll let Mud slide, but this one she goes like, oh, you don't, I can handle myself, old man, or whatever, and I don't know if it works that way. If that makes sense. I don't think it, and she double crosses Indy at the beginning of the film, and Indy, yeah, I don't know. It's just, I thought that she acted great as the character. It's just the character was written a little bit too harshly at Indiana Jones, if that makes sense. Another negative. I love Mads Mikkelsen as an actor, but his villain wasn't the best. I'll probably say right now he is my second least favorite villain out of the franchise. But I do think Mads Mikkelsen still acts great as him. He's a very great actor, but it's just The character is, so, this isn't spoilers, but this is, like, about the character or whatever, where it isn't spoilers, but basically, he's a scientist that felt he wanted to basically say to Hitler that he wanted to basically prove himself to Hitler, if that makes sense, during that time. And yeah, it's just a generic villain motive, and he doesn't do too much villainous stuff in here. So with that being said, that is my review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. For me, this was like a mixed bag. I thought it was better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I'll say it for now. My mind might change for my Indiana Jones ranking that I do on Monday. We'll see. But, overall, let's bring in the Toxic Mita. I will give this, it's not an actual rating, but, like, I'll put it in between toxic goodness and toxic disappointment, because a little of myself felt a little bit disappointed, but not a lot. So it's right in there between toxic goodness and toxic disappointment. And if you're wondering what that is in letter form, I'm going to give it a, should I give it a C plus or B minus? I'll say B minus because Kingdom of the Crystal Skull had way more negatives than I did with this one. So I'll give this one a B minus. But with that being said, guys, don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel, because number one, it's absolutely free, and number two, we're on the road to 300 subscribers, just 79 away now. Really help out your boy if you did subscribe. That also goes for people that have been watching my channel for a while and haven't subscribed yet. Don't forget to like the video if you like my toxic review reviews. Don't forget to ring the bell for all notifications so notification will upload. Also, do share the video because it also helps me out. And do feel free to comment your thoughts on Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny as well. And be on the lookout tomorrow, because I'm going to give my spoiler review of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. And be on the lookout for today, because I'm going to do my June 2023 monthly check. So be on the lookout. But with that being said, guys, I'll see you in the next one, everybody. Pop, 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 pop. Peace out.